Excuse me, can you help me reach this?
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Thank you so much, kind young man.
Hey, do you know where the bathroom is?
Yeah, it's over there to your
You
right.
should treat your elders with more respect, young man.
I'm sorry, I was just giving you—
Oh my goodness, shut up. You are wrong and am right. I can't believe you young people have no respect for your elders anymore. Oh my goodness, what has this country become?
Old people have got to be some of the most frustrating people to deal with. It's like 50-50 with them. It can either be the nicest, sweetest old person you've ever met, or they could be the biggest entitled pieces of shit known to man. And one thing that really bothers me that some of them do, that stupid little comparison that they do. Oh my gosh, you guys have it so much easier. You have all this technology. What do you still have at home? Alright, so first off, I gotta make one thing very clear. This video is not directed at anyone specific. I love my grandparents on both sides of the family. I'm talking about old people as a whole. When I say old people, what I mean is specifically people above the age of 65, because 65 is when you officially qualify as a senior citizen, or at least when you're officially recognized as old in the eyes of the government. Another thing you might see is that some old people have a lot of money. That's why sometimes you'll see them driving around in Corvettes. I'll go into more detail on this later in the video, but honestly guys, I need some of that money too. I need to get paid. But do you guys want to get paid too? All right, listen up. Listen closely, because you may be entitled to some free money here. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historical verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable. You could use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. It's completely free and you may be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. Alright, let's get back to the video now. Another thing that old people do that really gets on my nerves is when they have the audacity to be so entitled, like they are just above you just because they're older than you. This is especially prevalent if you work in like a public service type of job where you have to deal with customers, specifically old people. You'll try to tell them something, you'll give them advice, and they immediately write it off like you're incorrect just because you're younger than them. And you'll talk to them in a very nice way, and they'll somehow take that as, you should be nicer to your elders, young man. Why? Because I pointed out the obvious to you, now I'm being rude? Oh, I'll show you rude. Oh, I'll take that fucking attitude of yours and shove it so far up your— And another thing that they do that pisses me off is how they will complain about everything. Oh, this food is 1 degree too hot. I don't want it. What? This bathroom is dirty. Come on, guys. Come on, everyone in the household. Keep up. Why don't you clean it up? Wow. Oh my gosh. Really, Grandma? You're telling me it's dirty in the place where we specifically clean ourselves off after being dirty? Wow, thanks a lot. You pointed out the obvious! I know it might come off as me being overly aggressive and spiteful in this video, but this is something I will typically have to deal with on a daily basis. And after a while, it does get a bit annoying. Respect is something that goes both ways. If you treat someone respectfully, they are very likely to do the same back. But if your first instinct upon meeting someone is to throw subtle jabs at them solely because they are younger than you is just stupid. I'm not saying you should be disrespectful to old people, but damn, treat me with some respect first. Walking around with a sense of entitlement like everyone is beneath you just because they are younger than you is just downright stupid. The fact that pretty much every single one of them doesn't have the recollection or even the slightest bit of idea of just how much fucking easier they had it back when they could buy a full-blown house for the price of a used car today.
How much did y'all pay for y'all's first house?
$37,000 for it.
1,000?
But that was in 1980.
How much was your first house?
My first house was $16,000.
How much did you pay for your first house?
That was a long, long time ago. $268.
Wait,
Yes,
that cheap?
yes, yes. I remember that.
How much did you pay for your first house?
That was 53 years ago.
53 years ago. How much was it?
25,600.
How much did you pay for your first house?
$12,000.
Yeah, we have it so much easier how most of us have to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet, living on our own. Meanwhile, you could support an entire fucking family on one household income. You should be like this by now. You should have this by now. Why don't you have this? Can you shut the fuck up and stop comparing me to a time that is long gone? Sure, that may have been the norm 50, 60 years ago, but it's certainly not the case anymore. Back then, when you could support a whole family on one income, you could buy a car, send your kids to school, have your wife stay at home, meanwhile you go to work, and still have some money left over at the end of the the day.
Mr. Jones and Mr. Krempler were neighbors. They each had $3,000. With his money, Mr. Krempler bought himself a new refrigerator, a new range, a new washer, a new dryer, a record player, 2 new television sets, and a brand new Volkswagen.
I am so sick and tired of hearing the stupid comparison that they always do. And then when you try to press them about it, oh, I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I'm gonna walk away now.
No, it's not. It's wrong.
And then they proceed to not explain any reason at all on how you're wrong.
So my income right now is $4,400. In today's money, that's more like $41,000. We're gonna adjust everything for modern dollars, in this case, 2023 dollars. So my wife doesn't work, and really, she doesn't need to. My factory job supports the whole family. And look, I own that home. I paid $84,000 for this thing, again in modern dollars.
But we made less money back then.
Okay, let's calculate it then. Minimum wage in the 1960s was about $1, and $1.60 on the higher end. Now, $1 in the 60s adjusted for inflation is over $10 today, and $1.60 adjusted for inflation is over $17. How much is minimum wage now? $7. Need I say more? And if we have it so much easier because we know how to use technology, why don't you know how to use technology? Considering that you've been alive for longer than us, you've had way more time to get accustomed to technology. How is it that you've had the last 30 fucking years to learn how to use a computer and you still don't even know how to go to google.com? How do I search something online? Oh, here, let me show you. No, I can do it myself. Then why the fuck did you even ask?
I don't know.
And then another thing that they do is that they cannot fucking drive for the life of them. It's like, how is it that you've been on the road for longer than most of us have been alive, and yet everyone is better than you at driving? And they are so oblivious to this too. How they are half the reason that some of the roads are so terrible. And this is especially prevalent in the state that I live in, the state of Florida, because Florida is known as the prime retirement state. This is where all the old people come over here to come sit here and die. And so what do we have a lot of on Florida roads? We have a lot of old people that go slow in the fast lane, don't know how to merge, do every single dangerous maneuver in the book, and even insurance companies have taken notice of this too. Like, how can you be so oblivious that even the insurance companies are taking notice of this? Because car insurance after the age of 55 steadily starts to increase the older you get. But one thing that baffles me is that why is it that old people are never retested on their driver's license? Like, this is something that should be mandatory because they seem to be one of the primary causes of so many accidents and traffic jams on the road.
That's not good. That guy's got oil fucking pouring out, dude. Are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, well, I think you just lost all your oil, so you better turn your car off. Yeah, no, now your engine's smoking. Turn your car off. Turn your car off. Turn it off. Your oil. Your car's messed up, man. Turn your car off. The car. Because your oil. The oil? You know the stuff that lubricates the motor? Hold on. What's the matter? Well, you got a flat tire. Your tire? The tire. Round tire. That's flat. It's open. Yeah, it's flat. It's done for. And your motor, the oil. It's losing oil? Yeah, it poured out all over the ground back there. All right, thank you. Okay. You might want to call for help. I wouldn't drive this car. All right, thank you. Uh-huh.
How is it that they're not at least retested once every 3 years? And I'm being very generous with once every 3 years. Most people advocate for every single year. And I also do agree with that I do think old people should at least be retested on their driving competency every once in a while. Heck, maybe everyone for a matter of fact. Another thing I forgot to include is that if you live with old people or have your grandparents staying wherever you live temporarily, then everything becomes your fault. Recently, my grandparents spent the last 2 weeks at my house, and that was all I heard was complaining. Like, everything is suddenly your fault now just because you're younger? There's leftover pee in the toilet after grandpa just left the bathroom. TV suddenly doesn't work anymore even though I'm the only one who ever uses it. There's leftover shavings of hair in the sink after grandpa just shaved. The fridge is overly full after I bought all these groceries and never used any of them. Someone forgot to flush the toilet again. Who could have done this? If your answer was grandpa, then you're wrong. It's actually my fault because I'm younger. Another thing that really bothers me is how they are just excused from any wrongdoing solely because of their age. Like, yes, I understand your brain and body doesn't function the same as you age and grow older, but the fact that they can pretty much just get away with murder is just fucking stupid. For example, look at this video of an 85-year-old lady driving in a parking lot as she full throttles into a car, puts the car into reverse, full throttles backwards, and then puts the car back into drive and hits the same car again. And she claims the vehicle was out of control. What do you guys think she was charged with? Attempted murder, destruction of property, reckless driving? Well, the answer is actually none of these because she was only requested to retake her driver's test. Here's another one. A 92-year-old man hitting 9 different cars in this parking lot. He claims that his foot got caught in the gas pedal and lost control of the wheel. Let's look at the video. Foot caught on the gas pedal as he full throttles forward. And what's this? He hits the brakes, which means his foot is actually not stuck. As he full throttles backwards, brakes again, changes gears again, turns the wheel, hitting even more cars. He wasn't charged, by the way. Like, toddlers and old people are essentially the same in this aspect. Every single wrongdoing or mistake they do is just excused because of their age. Honestly, if you're above the age of 80, you could probably go rob a bank, steal all the money, and then when you eventually get caught, you can just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was my house." And then they'll probably just drop all the charges if you just give the money back. Essentially, being old is the modern day get out of jail free card for any crime you might commit. So it doesn't matter what you do if you just say, "Oh, I'm old and I didn't know what I was doing," then pretty much all charges just get dropped. But honestly, I can't judge too much, because who knows, maybe I might end up the same way when I'm that age.